Good morning, you beautiful people. Smile because today you are alive again. But something I want to highlight from the last segment, and Miss Tenniel never wanted to, toot her own horn, but she's the first woman to head the hydrology department. So that is astounding in and of itself.
Woo!
But continuing on with this next segment, we are here joined with Miss Holly Edgell. This is not your first time.
No.
This is the what? Second? Third?
I can't. I don't know.
Miss Holly.
If it's the third, you have to
rules
dance.
here, you
We
know.
have
We
rules.
have
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's my second time.
All right, good. But she's here joined with us here today, and we're talking about the Z and the Al Edgell Memorial Scholarship, a scholarship that is practically new, and we're here to discuss how Belizeans could be a part of it, what it means to the family, and well, just the scholarship on a whole. So
Sure.
good morning, Miss Holly. Welcome
morning.
back to our college.
Good morning. It's
How are
great.
you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
We're doing fine as well.
It's so good to have you back
Yes,
here. We always love your
definitely.
smile and your energy and
Definitely.
everything.
I have my caffeinated assistant over there, so that's.
I'm sure
helping.
Brandon and Kevin could relate to that. But we over here, I just drink my water
Oh,
and
that's
mind
good.
my own business.
Well, it is Water Day, International Water Day.
See, so you should have been drinking
I'm
water.
sacrificing for today.
I'll make up for it later.
So we're going to be starting this, like Brandon says, it's relatively new.
Right.
And a scholarship. So could you tell us a little bit about what this scholarship really encompasses, what it entails? Is it for tertiary schools or secondary schools? Like who can be able to apply for this scholarship?
Sure.
Give us the deets.
So this is a scholarship for high school. We're working with 2 schools at the moment, and our goal is, and we're still finalizing details, but our goal is that at one point in time, once the scholarship is going in full motion, it'll be a 4-year scholarship that will just continue to roll on. So by the time the first person is a senior, there will be people coming behind them that also have the scholarship. And the idea behind it is that we want to combine financial need along with merit, academic merit. And we're being quite generous with the academic merit piece because we feel like there are students who haven't really met perhaps their potential in academics because of economic pressures, right? So that they go hand in hand. So that's what the idea behind the scholarship is.
Oh, I love it. Could you tell us what schools are going to be
Sure.
there?
Sure, I have a friend. So one school is going to be St. Catherine Academy, which is my mother's alma mater. The other school we're still talking to, so I can't talk about that yet, but they'll be very similar in their structure and parameters. So the idea being that we'll start with this year. So come September, there will be a scholar at SCA who is the recipient of the first Z and Al Edgell Memorial Scholarship.
And so she will be getting it on her first form going up to
First
fourth.
form to fourth form.
Oh, okay. And then the other school we're working out, so we don't give the
Yes.
hints for that one as yet. That one's a surprise.
I just want to bring up this quote here from Becca
Yes,
Lam.
yes.
It says, on a warm November day, Becca Lam won an essay contest at St. Cecilia's Academy, situated not far from the front gate of His Majesty's prison on Milpa Lane. It seemed to her family that overnight Becca changed from what her mother called a flat-rate Belize Creole into a person with high mind.
That's right.
So it's amazing to see now, because if people never knew, the author of Becca Lam is Z. Edgell herself. So in order I can imagine the importance that the family is now changing the flat rate Belize Creole into a high-minded person.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, the funding of these scholarships, like you were talking about, it's seeded from the family this year.
Yes, we
How are you-
started with that, and we actually have a GoFundMe campaign that's underway.
Okay.
And we've more than halfway reached our goal with individual donations from friends and family. And so the idea is that we'll continue to fundraise and accept donations. And right now it's GoFundMe, but we're going to be working with a local financial institution so that people, if they want to contribute $1, $5 in cash, they don't have to go through the GoFundMe app. So when I get that info, I will share that with you too.
Please, yes.
Because I know that not everyone's comfortable with the GoFundMe thing. And on top of that, not everyone who might want to give has access to a debit or credit card. So it doesn't matter how small the donation or how big, which we're open to. But the idea is that we are really wanting to provide access to a life-changing experience for
Right.
young people.
I love how you mentioned, if it's $1, $5, and I mean, of course, no one. We're pushing for the bigger sponsors,
Yes,
but at the end of
yes.
the day, if somebody says, I have $2 on me right now, and I really want to be able to help contribute to the impact of education in someone's life.
That's right.
That goes a long way too as well. Like your $2 does add up.
It does.
And so could you give us the details on where they can be able, like you mentioned, we haven't worked out everything, but
Yeah.
presently right now too as well, where's the GoFundMe where people can go?
Sure. So I shared that with your producers, but it's basically there it is, GoFundMe, and as you can see, that's June Henderson. She's a Belizean. Julie Moody is a Belizean. Anonymous, I know who they are, but they don't want to. A very generous donation there.
Wow, yes.
So and so we will continue probably to do this kind of fundraising in tranches. So once we reach the 6,000, we will start to add that to what we already have.
Okay.
Just continue fundraising in chunks, That's my dad. He was a drummer, playing the drums there. That's my nephew. So that's the GoFundMe. So let's see here. GoFundMe.com, Z- Al Edgell Memorial Scholarship. But I'm sure that you all can share that on your Facebook as well. So
Definitely.
it's quite easy. And again, they don't. You can use whatever currency you want. So it can be Belize dollars. They will transform it into U.S. currency.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about, I don't have U.S. dollars or whatever it is.
So the 6,000 US dollars that you're looking to raise, that is for 2 recipients.
Yes.
And 2 different schools.
Yes.
You said SC.
SC, and the other one hasn't been worked out fully as yet.
Okay.
So but it is a boys' school. So there'll be a boy and a girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that funds them through
through 4 years.
Through 4 years.
Yeah.
So every year, $6,000 to be raised. Send 2 students from first to fourth
Yeah,
quarter.
but we actually have a lot more than the 6,000
Okay.
that we already started with, because we
Okay.
know we wanted to make sure that we could see into the 4 years for the first students. So we're set for that. So this is just on top of what we've already put
Okay.
into the fund. And if anybody would like to talk to us about joining us on a large scale donation that is something they would like to work out privately, we're certainly open to that, and we would definitely acknowledge their participation if they wanted to do that. So.
Okay, so not only the GoFundMe page, but we could reach out to you personally.
Yes. Mhm.
And, okay, great.
Yeah.
In regards to the scholarship, does it cover its tuition?
Yes, it's tuition. Yeah.
Okay, so just checking for
Just
what?
tuition.
Okay, just tuition. And then this would be for one school and another school, so
Yes.
2 schools.
So
okay,
2 schools. Mhm.
full tuition covered.
Yes.
Can you tell me, I know besides from the quote that we see from Ms. Edgell in her book, but why do you think it's so important to do an initiative like this, especially now, COVID and everything, but you coming from such a great background from education, literacy, seeing that you apply yourself, why do you think it's been something of a dream, an idea that you want to be able to have scholarships for 2 different people?
Well, I think that my parents both, I know their lives were really transformed by education. So both of my parents grew up or were born into families who were poor. And while their parents were striving, their parents also saw their parents on both sides who did not achieve high education. And in one case, my mom's mom had to leave high school after second form. They were trying to lift their families, my grandparents on both sides, from lower middle class to middle class and beyond if they could. So part of that for them was making sure their children would be able to then also lift themselves into a new category of economics. And so I think education became that piece. And my mother was touch and go because she failed first form, just like Becca, and her parents were not pleased. And I'm pretty sure they would have sent her back to school, but they threatened that she wasn't going to be able to go back. And She was, that really, but the essay contest that she won in her life, which was a true story, changed her idea, and because she didn't think that she was smart, right? Because in Belize in those days, kids were not, they didn't give any big ups to kids, right? Kids were like, be seen and not heard, and
just
whatever talents you might have, that's fine, but there's the wash bowl, there's the bucket, there's, So I think that she did not see herself as smart. And when she did win this essay contest, for the first time, I think she saw that she had a skill. And so that really transformed her thinking about school. And she was not an academic all-star. She would be the first one to tell you that. But she made it through. And that really changed the course of her life. And at the same time that she was doing that, her parents are both working very hard to bring up a large family, multiple businesses, multiple income streams, hustling, everyone in the family doing their part. And the kids' part was get your education. So that was really important for my mom. And for my dad, he was probably the first person in his family to achieve a master's degree. And this was, again, from a time, blue collar, in the States they call them blue collar, working class. He was born during the Depression in the United States. His parents lost their business in foreclosure. But he had this huge brain. He skipped 2 years of school. And so when he graduated from high school, he was 15. And he also became an educator later in life, and he transformed the course of his life through education. So I think that's why we're doing this. And in speaking with teachers and principals, I know that lately it's been hard to collect school fees because people are struggling, and families are depending on the goodwill of the schools to keep their children in, but the schools also need to keep the lights on, right? So we really hope to support the schools in that way as well as the students.
Ms. Holly, I don't know if you thought about this, but I mean, I would consider you a mentor.
Oh, okay.
And and I'm sure a lot of people would say the same thing because you have so much knowledge to give. You come from a very you just have a lot of knowledge to give. We don't have to go all over that.
Okay.
But would you be able to have in the scholarship program something where these young people can be able to have some sort of mentorship too as well?
That's a very good idea. And we've thought about a lot of different enhancements that we could put in place over the course of the 4 years. For example, mentorship either from myself or maybe some volunteers from the diaspora who could help people with things like how would you make contacts for an internship? How would you write a resume? Some of these things that are not always able to be taken care of in academics.
Right.
And then as well, we're thinking of providing an opportunity for them to do a writing project every year. So maybe they write a letter to the editor about an issue, and we could mentor them through that. But it would be wonderful to create a group of mentors who would perhaps help somebody, even with a homework assignment, if they need to interview someone for a homework assignment or they want someone to read their history paper, that would be a really great idea. So we're looking at some different things that we could add to the scholarship to make it more than just the money, but also that it enhances the value of the education.
Right. So, Ms. Holly, how can one apply
Sure.
to
Yes.
try to get this scholarship?
So I'll give you the example of SCA. The way that they do this is they have a number of scholarships that are available. So once the students apply and are accepted, which that process has happened, they indicate whether they are interested in they need financial support or a scholarship. Then they are given the information to apply for, and there are different scholarships for different kinds of categories. We're leaving ours open this time to anybody in the country. So, but there are scholarships for if you're of Maya descent, Garifuna descent, if you went to this kind of school.
Right.
But we're not putting that into it yet. We might do that later, but for right now, we're just leaving it open. So once they are accepted to high school, so those young girls who have been accepted to SCA, who indicate the need for a scholarship, will get to apply for a host of them, including ours. And the application form will also include an essay. So there will be an essay, a component to
An essay contest.
Yes, exactly. An essay component to it. We're not going to try and make it a long and onerous essay, 5,000 words or something, but we want to make it something meaningful that shows that people have thought about this scholarship and shows us something about their writing capability as well. Because to me, writing, and to my parents, I think being able to write well opens so many doors.
Yes.
People don't really realize. I think if you're a mathematician, if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, if you can write well and express yourself, you will open doors. So we really want to in the process. And then we are going to assemble a committee of people, and this committee will be diaspora people. We want to keep it as objective as possible.
Right.
And because I'm sure that in the teachers and the other people that get called upon in Belize to pick these scholarships, they're the same people that need to, so we really want to try and make it a little bit even the playing field, because we maybe don't know people as closely. And so that's how we will look at the essay portion, as well as the overall balance of need and academics.
All right.
Yeah.
I like this process. Again, you can be able to go and support with the GoFundMe, but you'll be giving us information for just normal money that people can go and just
Absolutely.
send out to you and say, this is my $20, this is all I can give, but it's going to go a long way. So let's
That's
not
right.
think of our small changes. Small change is actually going to create big changes
It's
as
true.
well.
That's very good.
I mean, we invest in our young people. It can only be fruitious in the end.
That's right.
You're going to give us the other school too as well later
As
on.
soon as we know, my brother and I divided the duties on this. Now I've done my part. Now he has to do his part. And when
So he's the one
Okay,
that.
let's move on.
He's
Let's
the problem.
go.
Okay, I'm just
not
checking.
to throw him under the bus.
You
or
did though.
anything.
You did.
But yeah. But we really want to make the two processes on par, so it doesn't seem like the boys or the girls have a harder process. So we're hoping that both schools will have a similar approach to the scholarship.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Ms. Holly,
Yes,
for
thank
doing
you.
this.
Yes,
I appreciate,
welcome.
especially in COVID post-pandemic time, and we're trying to get into normalcy and education. People have lost so much in that process, and young people have probably. Many of them have not even seen a classroom as yet,
That's
and
true.
understand the importance of being able to
Imagine
write.
starting in high school and you have not set foot at
Yes.
the high school. But
Wow.
I think that I want people to just bear with us a little bit, since we're still working out the details. But rest assured, we will be providing all the information as often and as widely as we can. And we're very excited to help 2 young people go to high school in September.
I think you're still early because September is far.
Yes.
So I think
Yeah,
you're
well,
still
time-
early.
the way
Like,
how
you
time
came to
is
this, if
going.
you came
Yeah.
to this in August, then I was
Yeah.
gonna be like, you
You're a bit
cut it a
late.
little close.
But
you know?
but I remember when we posted this first on Facebook, I couldn't believe it. So many people were like, "What are the details? I want my child to apply." So for all of you out there who DM me, IM me, Facebook message me, the details are coming, and we will post them. My mother's memory has a Facebook page. I have a Facebook page. Everywhere we could possibly think of, all the media will get information about it.
Great.
And you all were very perceptive, because you had just saw me post it on Facebook.
It was like, come on down. Come on, even though
But
we don't have all these details together.
We'll do like a press release so that everybody has the information. But you're the first to reach out to ask me to talk about it, so I appreciate that.
All
No problem.
right.
We appreciate the
Yes,
efforts. And
definitely.
for those out there, get your pens ready, get your essay brain together, because you'll be writing and possibly being able to be a recipient of these scholarships. So exciting news. Stay followed, staying in tune with everything that's happening, guys. This is how we know what's happening in society and can get a hold of the great opportunities. Again, thank you so much, Ms.
You're
Holly, and your
welcome.
family and everyone that's driving this force to make this possible. All hands on deck.
Yeah.
Tell your brother he needs to get it together. but we gonna get it done either way. So with that, we go to our next commercial break. And when we're back, very interesting new conversation. We're gonna talk fencing. So has anybody learned about fencing? We're gonna learn today about the new fencing project. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.